From the left coast, it's a show for the streets, strictly for the culture, strictly for our people. YouTube the views, log on and stream. Some news you can use with your host, Khrissy B. Get familiar, yeah. Get familiar. Get familiar. Get familiar. You gotta get familiar, yeah.
Well, we are on Get Familiar with Meaku. Meaku, yes. Before the camera started rolling, like I told you, I was gonna call you something else, and you just gave me the meaning of
Meaku.
What I was going to call you, or how I thought your name was pronounced.
This was gonna be death.
This is gonna be Meaku, when it's not Meaku. Do people do they butcher your name all the time?
Definitely. And I have to give the correction.
Yeah. So your the meaning of your name is
Meaku.
Meaku.
So it's my last name.
Okay.
Meaku, which is producer of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And Meaku is beautiful.
You're Nigerian.
Yeah.
Born and raised out here in Inglewood, from Inglewood, California. Yeah. Nice. And we were having a conversation again before the camera started rolling. So found out you went to Banning
High School.
And again, it's one of those schools that we played in high school. We actually went to school around the same time, without telling our age. We went to school around the same time. And, you know, everybody knows I rep where I'm from all the time, from the Crenshaw district. I went to Crenshaw High School, right up the street. Yep, went to Crenshaw High School. And you said you long jumped. You played football. Yeah, you got the long jump legs, for sure. Are you still athletic now?
Oh yeah, no, you know, I stayed fit, working out.
Yeah,
keeping up with my runs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
good. Living a healthy lifestyle. Well, you got nice skin.
Thank you.
You got nice skin.
I'm in the sun.
Listen, you're in the sun. Yep. And people don't realize that the sun it just has so much healing power. So many nutrients, so much healing. Yeah. Sit outside. Shit, you sick? Sit outside. How has life been treating you during COVID? You know, we're living in crazy times.
You know, it's been rocky, especially coming into 2020, into what we are now.
Yeah.
Started this year, I had a crazy start. I lost my child.
You talked about that.
In May on the 11th, actually, and she came early.
I'm sorry to hear that. 20. That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, so she's kind of who recharged and kind of sparked some things up.
Yeah. How losing a child, like, of course she was so you said she was 5 months. 5 months when you guys lost the child. I can't imagine at any age or stage during a pregnancy to lose a child, but how has that been for you now today?
Well, I'm losing her. I almost lost the mother as well.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's kind of like double the hard, and so it's been a day-by-day process. You know, so I've been taking it day by day and just thanking God for the breath that we have, you know, on the daily. You know, and again, just taking it day by day as we can.
How's she doing now?
She's good.
Good.
She's good. She's, you know, healing and getting better.
Good. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. That's tough. That's tough. Especially the climate that we're living in now. Absolutely. Like, on top of having to do that, we're dealing with like a more worldly issue, which is COVID, on top of going through that. But
trying to dodge getting shot out here too.
Being a black man, right? Being a black man. Yeah.
You know, it's so many different variances that, you know, living here is kind of crazy.
Let's talk about that for a second, because even as a woman, I there's certain things that I do fear too, you know, and we have our issues and so do men have their daily issues. But as a woman too, it's a little different because the fear is sometimes the approach of a man. Like, a man will approach you, you know, and sometimes if you rub them the wrong way, or if they feel dissed or embarrassed by you, that goes left.
Ego definitely plays a
ego. Yep. That goes left.
There are a lot of insecure people in this world.
And I've had it done before. So
2020, crazy enough. No, 19. Before the pandemic started, the year Nipsey passed.
Yeah, 19.
I had a gun pulled to my head in that same year.
Wow.
Somebody tried to rob me in North Hollywood. I was at a studio in November. Yeah, so it was, you know, in that year, I realized that it was just a lot of energies that were just at play. And it was Yeah.
So how do y'all protect yourselves? I mean, I know
Prayer,
that's kind of
staying
a
grounded,
crazy question to ask
Staying grounded. I pray
and
daily.
out the way.
I pray daily. I pray daily. I make sure that when I start my day, I pray and I teach it to my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I made a song with her, so it's embedded with her, and she knows it and she understands.
And you have a teenage daughter. Yeah.
So it's a daily thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not every time we start a new day, it's a new something that
Yeah.
we're beginning. So when we understand it in that logic, we have to understand like, yo, it's a reset.
Mm-hmm.
Today's a new day.
Absolutely.
You know, so we got to stay firm and strong in who we are.
Yeah. You're raising a black woman.
Oh yeah.
So
out here,
yeah,
she can become anything.
Anything.
Out here.
Having a dad is very important. It's very important for her self-esteem. It's going to really make or break what kind of woman she turns into. What she sees, how you treat women, how you treat her, and just that guidance. Because, of course, you can't show her how to be a woman, but you can teach her how a man should treat a woman.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So those are very, very important. And then our daddies are our first love. You know, like when we look at our father, that's the first man we fall in love with. I mean, we usually kind of take to men that are like our father. Sometimes they may look like our dads because that's the first image we had of a man. So sounds like you're doing a good job of raising her. Yeah, sounds like. And if she's
anybody steps to me from her, in her
path,
they got to deal with.
Absolutely, that's how it should be. And if she's on a track with you, that means she's into music also.
Yeah, she's a beautiful singer.
That's amazing. Yeah, amazing. Just off the top, just started singing. She naturally took to it.
It's crazy. She's a dancer too.
Okay.
Yeah, her mom dances. It's crazy. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's her name?
Symphony.
That's beautiful. Okay. I love that. Okay. And so, speaking of music, you know, we're here to kind of talk about how you broke into music. I always Get Familiar is about getting the story, kind of getting the story. Of course, you're born and raised here in Inglewood, California. You're from Inglewood, California, but your roots are Nigerian. So I just kind of want to know the influence. Like, when did it start for you? When did that spark hit you? And like, you know what, this is what I want to do. Who did you hear and one day decide?
What was the influence?
Who was the influence? Like, who was the influence?
It was around the time when I didn't know music was something that could be. Mm-hmm. Right? And I started hanging around certain types of individuals, like my boy K-Boy.
Shout out to K-Boy, Eastside K-Boy. That's my brother. So
that's
the homie, yeah.
We actually started off together.
Really?
Yeah,
okay.
K-Boy started off together. It was crazy because we used to download beats online. And
I think everybody did though.
K-Boy had a track and was like, yo, I got this record. We about to go to the studio. Write to this. We're in my car. So I'm writing to my track. He's helping me write the song. Mm-hmm. And he's writing his verse. Crazy enough, we ended up going to the studio and recorded in Carson with Brad, rest in peace.
And how long ago was this? What year?
This is a long time ago. Like
I'm just trying to get the timeline together.
So it was like 2002.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. 02.
Okay.
2002, and so that was actually the first time that I entered like a studio and recorded something that I.
And it was with K-Boy.
It was with K-Boy. And then went to El Camino.
Okay.
That's when
Elko. Okay.
I met Polly Rob.
You met Polly Rob at Elko?
Met Polly Rob.
Dang. Elko. Okay, because I thought the relationship was new, so it goes back further.
We started working in his studio.
That's crazy. Okay. Getting the history. Yeah.
We started working in Polly Rob's studio at that time. And it's crazy because Rob used to tell me I didn't have the voice I have now. Let me tell you, I had to fight for this voice.
Okay.
That time Rob would be like, yo, sing like this. And I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? He'd just be like, just yell and sing like this. When he would do it, Rob plays you some stuff that I had now. Like, you laugh and be like,
the early stuff.
This ain't Meaku. For real. So it's been a journey and I love the process. It's given me the strength and the understanding to know that I'm here with a purpose.
Wow. Yeah. Polly Rob and you, he sent me some records, hybrid vibes. And of course I told you like I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but he sent me a couple records and one of my favorites is Summer You. And it's when I listen to music, it's an emotion for me. You know, it's all about the feeling. I think it's the feeling for everyone. But I also do, of course, listen to what you're saying. But the first thing that's going to hit is how it makes you feel. And it automatically is like a feel good record. And that's the first thing you hear. When I hear it, is like, it just felt good. Without me even listening or paying attention to what you were saying yet, it just felt good. It sounded good. The vibe was right. And then as I was sitting in your studio, of course, I was able to, you know, hear some of the other songs that you're playing, and it's just so cohesive. You know, you have a very cohesive sound. It's very consistent
that's my lifestyle.
It sounds so good. And then this is a compliment too. It just sounds like one long track because everything just sounds so uniform. It's like you could just play it and you're like, wait, what song am I on? You know what I mean? Like you really can't, it doesn't sound like there's any breaks, but each track sounds different, but it doesn't really sound like there's any like breaks in between because it sounds so cohesive and uniform. And it's just something that I think you could just play and just let go, you know? So I admire your sound and I love the music that you guys are doing together. And going back to you saying that I had to fight for this voice, like that's interesting to hear because some people are just born with the talent. Some people have the talent, then they develop it.
Puberty. That's what
Let's give it right. Puberty kicked in.
Puberty kicked in. It was yeah. So what's crazy is I started working with like crazy dope artists. Like shout out to my bro LV. I don't know if you're familiar with LV. It's the Gangsta Spirit.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, somebody that kind of like helped me to find that thing, my sound, my that's why I'm, definitely showing him love, and so it's been a journey, man.
So did you have any vocal lessons?
I trained myself.
You trained yourself.
So he, basically kind of gave me like the premise of what it was.
Yeah.
Daily, I would just make sure I would stay intact.
Yeah.
Keep doing what I'm doing.
Right.
Learning that, of course, practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
You have it. People can have it and not know what to do.
And do you play the piano also?
Yeah.
The keyboard? And any other instruments?
Drums on drums. Yeah.
And that goes back to that's some hometown roots. Yeah. The drums. Yes, in the blood. Yeah, it's in the blood. Do you ever go back? Have you ever?
I've been to Nigeria, 99.
Okay.
I went to Uganda in 2016. I actually did a tour out there for 3 months.
That's dope.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was cool. It was fun.
Like, how's the music? Like, is their style of music just kind of like just?
It's spiritual.
It's spiritual.
You realize everything is spiritual.
That's what I kind of wanted to lead up to. Yeah.
They find comfort. They find ways to find comfort, just like we do.
Yeah.
Find comfort in the sounds and find joy in it. Find ways to party with it. Find ways to just live in it. So everybody has like such a chaotic place in which they live, but they find solace in where they are. So it was definitely an experience for me.
Yeah.
Being there and understanding it in that way.
So going back to 2002, you felt like that was your first introduction kind of to the studio. You worked with K-Boy.
Yeah, and being a kid, even when I was a kid, like I would go to work with my mom, and anytime I would see like a computer and a microphone, there would be like a butterfly effect. The butterfly feeling I would have. And it was so I had that same feeling when I was in the car writing.
Yeah.
That time, and I just knew this is something that definitely.
So what other accomplishments and things have you been doing throughout your journey? I feel like we all have a story.
Yeah.
You have one, of course. So again, timeline is introduction to music the studio was 2002. Yeah. And what have you been able to experience between then and now?
I put out collaborations with some pretty dope artists. I had like Glasses Below, and I have a record called She Like It. We put out in 2010, and they're pretty dope.
Okay.
2012, executive produced LV's album that we dropped
in
Japan.
Okay.
Called I Am LV. Yeah.
Nice. Okay,
dope stuff. Some Hybrid Vibes Volume 1 dropped in. Rooted dropped in 2016. My Rooted EP, and then I dropped my Hybrid Vibes Volume 2 in 2020.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you just released this one yesterday.
I have a Grammy nomination with
he has a Hopper Award in the back. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to break nothing. So, but yeah, no, that's big. That's big. Some yeah, for sure.
Dope things.
Yeah.
Have been accomplished.
Right. So now we're here, 2022. New project just dropped. Like, what are your goals? Like, what if you had to like set the blueprint for yourself right now and say, this is who I am. This is what I want to do more. Like, what are your goals for yourself?
Identifyingly, I just want to make sure that I stay solid in who I am first and foremost. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that I'm working on at the moment. There's stuff that I'm doing in France with my peoples, and we're working on stuff in Africa. It's the things that we're helping to build. Like in different villages.
Yeah, that's dope.
And, so it's just, different things that we're doing, and just bringing back to the community. Like I said, just staying solid in who I am first and foremost. And, wanting to see just a lot of unity.
Yep.
In what we do, because again, where we come from, man, it's not easy out here.
No, it's not.
Again, staying solid in who you are and who I am has been my shield.
Have you been able to really find, I guess, a place in the LA music scene? I feel like we can have a little bit more togetherness. I know, right?
Man,
I'm trying to say it without saying it, but you know what I mean?
See, the thing is, I think the best way to say it is it's shitty out here. Like, like, there's no support out here. Like, and for me, I stopped making music for, being just real as it is.
Yeah.
I just started making music that just came from the heart. Where support comes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, again, staying solid in who I am is what I've understood. I've been in some pretty crazy situations that if I tell you, you'd be like, wow. But I understand who I am, and I understand why I'm here.
Yeah.
I keep moving in that. So.
Well, you do have your own sound. You have your own lane. And it works for you. I think it works for you. There's no one that sounds like you. And I like the melodic R&B with a little bit of, I don't want to call it pop, but it might be pop because it's some of the instrumentations and like they're just a little bit more upbeat. It reminds me of like it's giving me Caribbean vibes. Like I can be on the beach. Yeah, like it gives.
Again, with this Rob being from Belize, and me being Nigerian with the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we kind of just
the inspirations are coming together. Absolutely, yeah.
Made sense. Made it make sense. Given the whole hybrid experience.
What does hybrid mean?
It's just
for you.
For me, it's being Nigerian and American.
Yeah.
In America, like growing up wasn't easy for me being Nigerian here. Being called African booty scratcher and all that.
Oh wow!
So like,
I mean, it's not funny, but
look.
No, it's not. I'm not laughing. I promise, I'm not laughing.
But at the end of the day, it's it's the respect of it.
Yes, no, absolutely.
But that's what got you see stuff like that is what helped to build me into what I am.
Today. It was,
if you understand.
Yeah, no, seriously.
Yeah, so if you see like the new wave is what? What is the new wave that everybody's on? The African wave.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's the truth of it.
That's the truth.
Everything comes back full circle.
To
what life is, and for me, that's what's helped me to really, really just hone into who I am and just stay true to who I am.
Yeah, and that was definitely like no shade.
I know.
I don't want you to think I was making.
But you're sensitive.
Yeah.
But there are people out there that aren't like that. So again, we definitely need to stand to who we are.
And I'm sure for you, because you're different, you're different. And I'm sure that's been a challenge too, just really trying to hustle and bustle out here. Because like you said, going back to the music scene, it's if it doesn't fit into a certain like look, if it doesn't look a certain way, or if it doesn't sound like this, which is a certain sound, it doesn't fit. You know what I mean? If you could kind of understand what I'm trying to say here, it's just, and that's the unfortunate part, is because music is universal. Music is universal. Everybody's different. There's different sounds. There's different sounds. Everybody looks different. And why do we all have to look the same and dress the same and sound the same in order for it to pop? You know, so I'm like that you're continuing on your marathon. You know what I mean? That you're still making strides. It seems like you're on the up. You're working with a great producer. And I definitely want to give Polly Rob his flowers, because he, of course, he introduced me to you, and I was highly impressed because the sound was refreshing, especially coming from
There we go.
Inhale, exhale. No, it was refreshing because
I'm glad you caught that.
No, it was very refreshing, especially coming from the city, coming out of the city. I just think that you're gonna go really far. You're gonna go really far, and you have to just keep fighting. You know that. I mean, you know this. Keep fighting. Keep going. Putting out this amazing music. I love the project. Of course, there's more records that I need to play. Yeah. Definitely. But from what I'm hearing, it sounds amazing. Are we going to get some visuals? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Some fly videos. Yeah. You know, I do a little casting. So if you need some girls or some little, or on the production side too, you know, I produce.
Oh yeah, my girl does.
Okay. Yeah, maybe we can link up. Yeah. You know, I produce. That's what I do. So outside of this, I got many hustles. No, but I'm glad we got to sit down and chop it up. I kind of feel like, you know, getting your story and hearing about where you're from and what you're doing now and what's in the works for you is so important. You know, like, I love the project. I look forward to hearing more music. Like, how do we stay in touch with you? Drop all your, of course, you got the Spotify, YouTube, DistroKid. It's all up here. But drop it for us.
Follow me on Instagram at The Real Meaku. TheReal Meaku. Meaku.
Nice.
Meaku, Twitter.
Yeah, everywhere. Anything that we should, besides, of course, getting hybrid vibes, anything else we should be looking out for?
There's a group I'm in. We started with my brother,
Freddie
Mooks.
Okay.
And my sis, Stormex, she's from Nigeria. And Freddie's Cameroonian. French. He's out here as well. He's head of the Grammys.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Global. Yeah. So we started a group called Ofu, and we got an album coming.
Dope. Okay. So we need to look out for that.
We've got 2 singles out called Ready.
Okay.
We ready. Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna look out for all the great music. Again, it was nice sitting down with you. A pleasure, brother. Pleasure. We'll definitely be in touch. And thanks for sitting with me on Get Familiar. All right. We're out.